So we're sitting here as a believing Christian and an Orthodox Jew who by definition don't agree on one very important issue, and that is the identity and calling of Jesus Christ. The question is, at what level can we have a meaningful conversation? At what level can we meaningfully discuss the issues of the Bible? I think that's the question on the table at the moment.
So first, I feel compelled to emphasize what we share, and upon what basis then we agree to disagree as well. To use a very loaded expression, we Jews, all Jews, are Messianic. And I'm using that expression, of course, in as much as nowadays the term Messianic has been adopted by a certain very particular group of Jews who believe in the Messianic calling of Jesus. And I feel compelled to stress that for the overwhelming majority of Jewry, it's a very offensive term precisely because all Jews believe in the coming of the Messiah. This is, after all, not merely a mention, but a guarantee, an explicit promise of God through his prophets. At the beginning of Isaiah chapter 11, there will go forth a shoot from the stock of Jesse, and the blossom from his roots will be increased. That promise of the Messianic Redeemer coming from the house of David is something that is at the very bedrock of our beliefs in the famous formulation of the foundational beliefs of Judaism by Rabbi Moses Maimonides. The 12th is our belief in the coming of the Messiah, and I think many people know that on the way to the gas chambers, the Jews sang those words in the Hebrew, Ani ma'amin be'emunah shelema bevi'at HaMashiach. I believe with perfect faith in the coming of the Messiah. Ve'af al pi she'yitmahmea, and even though he tarries, achakilu b'chol yom she'yavo, I await him on whatever day he comes. There is, of course, a disagreement as to whether the Messiah came. And that's a pretty essential point of divergence between Jews and Christians. And I think it's important for us, on the one hand, to respect those differences, to recognize that this is a major issue upon which we agree to disagree, but simultaneously to recognize that the very conviction that the world is heading someplace, that God is guiding the world to an ultimate messianic conclusion, the redemption of the world, is of far more foundational, essential import than the critical disagreements that we have. One of the issues that I always stress is the Messiah is ultimately God's domain, God's problem. And I think we can all do well to leave it in his hands. I'm sure God can handle the coming of the Messiah quite well on his own without our telling him what to do. And I'm convinced that on that blessed day, God will know to give good reward to all those, Jews and Christians, who brought that blessed day closer by heeding God's charge to make the world ready.